This is a detailed review of how your team can use Territory Plan Pro to create a good sales territory plan and stay on top of what's going on in their sales territories. We are in the Salesforce.com Sales Cloud. Territory Plan Pro gives you another tab that works with the other objects in Salesforce and gives you a dashboard and reports to stay on top of what's going on in your sales territory or in the sales territories of your team. You can create as many new territory plans as you would like, and they will show up here, and you can click on any one of them and take a deeper look at it. Here we are in one plan, and if you click the edit button, it gets you to the same place that you would have gotten to if you had clicked the new button in the previous screen to create a new territory plan. In this case, we've already created it and we can edit it now, or you can enter the data for the first time. You need to enter the required fields, which have a little red line to the left of them. And obviously you need to have a territory plan name, and then you enter some of this other data, including sales goal and close ratio. And additional sales from existing base would be if there's any reason that you would have additional dollar value that you would want to add up in your totals that does not come from other opportunities that you are going to include in your plan, which I'll show you in a moment. You can also have a personal plan versus your corporate plan or quota. And then as we go down, you're going to enter what's going on in your territory, what are some of the key trends. And a territory can also be a vertical market if you're focused on a vertical market, or of course it can be a geography. Then what are your goals? And then what is the narrative? What are the key sort of like what's the summary of your approach? And then an additional question to think about that would be useful in making your plan that much more robust. Then you go up and click Save, and it will take you back to the original user interface. Here we are back at the interface, and one of the things that's very important to think about here is that what we're trying to do is instill a strategic thought process that goes from top to bottom, that starts with what's going on from a numbers point of view, then an overview of the territory, and then as we progress down, you will see that there are a number of other sections that give us greater insight and help us create a good plan. So first we look at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you click New SWAT, and you can enter which type of SWAT it is. Don't get too hung up on whether it's a strength or an opportunity or a weakness or a threat. But let's say we have a great new product and we want to make sure that we think about that and include that in our thinking. We can include that and save it. If you're just starting your plan, you might want to do save and new and create a number of SWATs at the same time by doing that. So we save it and we go down, and sure enough, here it is. And this section will sort by strength, weakness, opportunity, and then threat. Okay, with that in mind, what are the key strategies that we are going to use to achieve our objectives? And when we click New Strategy, it also allows us to create a new task and event that will enable us to work on that strategy and tactic. So, for example, here we are, we're going to say leverage the new product because we think that that's going to be really useful in our sales efforts in our territory. And so I'm going to identify some candidates for this new product in my territory. So now I can save this strategy and tactic, or I can save and create a task or an event, which is a very good thing to do because it helps me begin to start actually acting on this very good strategy that I've come up with. So I'm going to save and create a new task. Now you'll notice that the subject of the task is pre-populated by our app to be the strategy that you put in. And then you can identify, you can bring in your tactic, which in this case is identify candidates. So in this case, we're using the construct strategy colon tactic, and that is going to be the subject of our task. And we could include a contact if we wanted to, but in this case, it's something I'm going to do myself. And so I'm going to do that next Monday, and I'm going to save. So now, at the same time, we have created a strategy and tactic. We have also created an activity or a task or an event that will actually show up on our homepage whenever we go there to review what's going on. So that's a very good way to start taking action on these important strategies and tactics. The next set of sections looks at target accounts and target opportunities. So the first thing you want to do is think about which target accounts we want to be looking at and which opportunities we want to be including in our plan. So we have some buttons here that will help us do that. I can either bring in all of my accounts, all accounts I am the owner of, and for opportunities, I can bring in all of my opportunities. Now that may be good if that is appropriate. Sometimes that will bring in accounts or opportunities that you don't want to include in the plan, in which case we've given you another set of facilities to do that. So you can either select from all accounts in your instance or select from my accounts. And likewise, you can select from my opportunities. So I'm going to select from my accounts. This takes me to a page in which I can select accounts to include in my plan by just simply clicking the button on the left here. I can sort, it sorts originally by name of account, but I can sort by these other fields over here too. And if you have a lot of different accounts in your instance, you may want to just enter a string of characters such as the account name, and when you click on that or enter it, you will just get accounts that meet that criteria. So I could then click on that account and bring it into my plan. Likewise, I can do the same thing for selecting my opportunities. This again gives me a selection page. It originally sorts by account name, but you can change it to sort by opportunity name. You can also sort by some of these other columns here. Again, I would click on the box to the left. If I want to, this will show only open opportunities. If I want to show closed opportunities, I simply click that button and it will show closed opportunities. And finally, if I want to include or just look for an opportunity that, let's say, has a certain string of characters again, like in this case, Bosch, I can look for just those opportunities that meet that criteria, either in the opportunity or in the account name, and I can click any one of them and bring them into my plan. So we go back down in the main user interface, and you'll notice that both the account and the opportunity has been added in, and so we can take it from there. Now in the accounts section, it will sort by priority, and when you click edit, it will take you to the same place that you could also use this button here and just bring in one new target account or one new target opportunity. So I'm going to click edit, and this will take me to the account strategy page. I can prioritize the account, how important it is, and I can answer these very important questions that ultimately culminate in what is our sales approach, and we can think about who our partner is if you use partners to collaborate to win in that account. It also allows you to bring in and look at the key contacts that you want to be thinking about from the account, and this will come in from the account object. So you would click save, and it will take you back to the main user interface. Back at the main user interface, you get a good overview of what's going on in your target accounts in the target accounts section. Likewise, in the target opportunity section, all of this data came in automatically from the opportunity object when you brought that opportunity into your plan. And you'll notice that the amount field is the amount field that is used up above for sum of closed and sum of open opportunities to do the pipeline gap calculation. Again, you would click to the left of any one of these opportunities, and that would take you to the opportunity strategy page, in which you can create your opportunity strategy that culminates in what are your next steps. Some of the important elements are, of course, what are the compelling needs that are driving this account to use your products? What products or services would they be interested in? What are the key decision criteria from the account's point of view? What are our differentiators? How are we better? And one of the things we want to do is make sure that these show up in their decision criteria. So we want to, that would be one of our next steps, to contact key decision makers, discuss our needs, their needs, and our solution, especially how our differentiators will uniquely help them. Then you would click Save. Then as we go down, you have contacts that are, who are the key players in this opportunity. You can click the New button, and that will take you to the page to identify what their roles are. These came in from the opportunity object, these key contacts, and then I can identify what type of user they are. In this case, we need a technical buyer, and Sherry is that. So we will save that, and now that will show up here. If you use partners, again, you can identify which partners you're going to work on this opportunity with. And if you use the Salesforce product functionality, you can add that here. Back at the main user interface, now that we have identified our target accounts and opportunities and our account and opportunity strategies, let's look at what partners we're going to work with in this territory to help us win. And when you click the new partner or the edit button, it gives you an opportunity to add in these very important elements, such as our value to them, their value to us, and the strategy in working with them. You can go down and it will give you the activity history section that keeps track of all the closed activities, tasks, and events. It also enables you to log a call or send an email. If you have your Salesforce admin add this section using our setup guide, you can have the notes and attachments sections, which is very useful. It can allow you to attach, for example, org charts, PDFs of this plan, or other important data. Speaking of a PDF of the plan, if you were to click this button, Generate PDF, it will create a PDF of your plan, which you could attach to your plan, you could send to someone else, you could print it out, etc. Finally, one more facility that we give you is that you can, from the opportunity object, include this opportunity into your territory plan. You'll need to ask your Salesforce admin to do this, and they can do that using our setup guide, but that will create a new section in your opportunity page, and you click New Target Opportunity, and you identify which territory plan this opportunity should be associated with. You can enter your opportunity strategy and then click Save, and it takes you back to that territory plan. So this has been an overview of how you can use Territory Plan Pro to create a powerful sales territory plan that will enable you to achieve your objectives.